Yes, y'all. Welcome into another episode of the Dumb Marks podcast. It's your favorite Saturday brunch bunch back at it again. It's the Brother Love edition today, Valentine's Day, February 14th. Gentlemen, how we living? How we feeling? Did you get any secret Valentines dropped off to you?
I'm 41.
You got me a Superman bus. Happy Valentine's Day, so I appreciate that.
No, just another day.
Just another day.
That's
just
it.
another day. Just another day. All right. Well, we're back at it. Jam-packed show today. I'm not sure if we'll cover Grand Slam. I think are we doing predictions for Grand Slam?
I didn't because it's already taped.
Good call there. Smart production right there. That's a good call. I haven't been on social media yet this morning, so I don't know what's leaked out or what hasn't leaked out. Right. So
Things are leaking out. Pause.
Again,
I am 41.
Say on Valentine's Day, you may that's a slide in for a Blue Chew ad right there. But no, jam-packed show. We got wrestling roulette this week. As always, 6 topics from around the world in pro wrestling that we'll get into. We'll cover our Mount Rushmores and mushes. I got a feeling today may be a more sound off for the brokenhearted today, because there's a lot that went on this week in professional wrestling. That's just, if you're a fan, it's like, come on, dude, what are we doing? My first love is failing me right now in pro wrestling, and it's breaking my heart. So I'm sure we will get into those things in more detail there. So with that being said, we want to jump right into the shits and giggles and get it rocking and rolling.
I'm all for it.
All right. Wrestling roulette this week. I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. I'm coming straight off the hip with the quick shooter. Pause. I got 6 topics for us as always, but I'm gonna throw them out there to you guys in just random order as I see fit, and we can get into details and discuss here moving forward. So first things first, CW Sports put an announcement out this week on the CW app that WWE NXT will stream 24/7 on its new Fast channel on the CW app. Now, TNA already has this 24-hour stream on Pluto and a couple other of the free streaming services where you can watch live TV.
WWE used to have it.
WWE used to have it, right? But with that being said, thoughts? Good thing, bad thing? Will it help? I'm sure for the old stuff, Black and Gold, the KO, the Sami Zayn's, the Adrian Neville's, that sort of run that really got me into NXT. I'll be, popping on just to see if any of those episodes are out there.
That's what I'm wondering, if they're going to show that stuff or if it's just the CW era stuff.
And I'm not sure, but there's more than enough for the CW to pull from. If they have to, with their era. Would I appreciate it if it was, all of NXT on this 24/7 channel and maybe throw in some takeovers there to spotlight it, So we go. Yeah, Taquan, we'll see about that. But there you go, DJ.
Happy Saturday, my brother. Happy Saturday.
Yeah, I'm for the 24/7 channel for them.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody's really interested in NXT, you can go back through their past and see how it evolved to what it is now.
Now, do they have like the past you can go in and watch on the CW app, or is it?
So, truth be told, I mean, with this announcement just coming out a couple of days ago, I haven't had time to go in and actually get on the CW app to see what's all there and how it's laid out, what's presented, right? I'll probably have plans on doing that at some point in time over the weekend, long 3-day weekend here with President's Day on Monday. So I'll probably get into that on Monday, laying around max and relaxing.
I know when Peacock stuff was being removed, NXT, they kind of made a YouTube channel and all the old stuff goes on there, and they do a lot of live stuff on there. It's not 24/7 like this will be. So I'm wondering if they are going to put that stuff on. If it becomes like an all NXT, channel, like where you can watch the takeovers, like you guys said, cool. Like, that could be fun to watch. I don't have the CW app downloaded. I'd have to download it to check it out. But if it's just this like CW era stuff, I'm good.
I had it last time I used it was doing like the Flash era, but it was like just showing all old sitcoms and stuff they ran.
Don't hate on Bull Dempsey. Bull Dempsey got over there. Bullfit. Wasn't that the name of the workout? Bullfit. Oh, tremendous. I mean, look, I thoroughly enjoy the way that Impact has their setup and what they do from a TNA's perspective. There's a lot of nostalgia, old. I mean, it goes back to the very beginning with the weekly pay-per-views that they run on that 24/7 channel. But they also, on certain days of the week, and this may change moving forward with the AMC, but they did continue to play the more recent versions of Impact as well. I think they were a week or two behind, so you could catch those on certain nights and stay current with the current product, just not live real time, but you were still able to see those episodes in that regards there.
And they've been adding like pay-per-views in too. Like I don't remember when it was, but say like 3 months after Bound for Glory, it was on the Fast channel. So that was kind of cool. They're able to watch that if you don't subscribe.
Right. Look, I mean, anything to get eyes on NXT, and if you have people going to the CW app is one of those free ones that's kind of underrated as far as content goes.
Okay.
So if you watch stuff on CW, I highly recommend adding it and going in and watching what they have from a content perspective. But I mean, look, it's just another one of the 17 places that I have to go to find pro wrestling, just like I have to find NBA games on 18 different NFL. Like, it's just getting to be too much. Like,
and I don't know if you guys are watching the Olympics this week, but it's like
everywhere.
They schedule it for like, say, like USA Network, and then it's just like, nope, we're just switching it to Peacock instead. And it's just like, so you're constantly playing that game this week. It's just like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. So, all right, that's the 24/7 channel of NXT on the CW app. Check that out. Let us know what your thoughts are. Keeping with the NXT flavor in Wrestling Roulette, topic number 2 this week is WWE filed a trademark for the name of the potential new faction of Lexis King, Stax Lorenzo, Ariana Grace, Charlie Dempsey, and Uriah Connors. Any guesses to what that trademark name was?
Evolution 2.0.
No.
What was it? Birthright.
Birthright.
So Legacy.
Job sounds better.
Job Squad. Bring that back.
Job.
Look, I
got to do the JOB on the PPV.
There is true potential with this, based on who their parents are, and what you can do with it. Do I have faith in NXT booking at this point in time to execute? Absolutely not.
Did you say it was Charlie Dempsey, Lexis King, and
Stax.
Ariana? And
Uriah Connor or
Uriah Connors.
Who's that?
Fit Finley's son.
Fit Finley's youngest.
Who Stax is a generation?
Nobody. He'll probably be on the outs.
Stax is
he married in.
He lost the title, so he's about to be on
like
out.
Naomi, right?
Temporary oos.
No, but I mean, look, do I feel NXT needs more factions? That's debatable, right?
Wrestling in general doesn't need more factions.
No.
I was always a fan of factions, right? But factions have to be made to be important.
Yeah.
That's what's missing in today's wrestling. They're just factions for faction's sake, and none of the factions are standing out. When you look at the factions that were prominent throughout wrestling history, they were all made up of top guys or up-and-coming guys, and they were all at the top of the card. Those were the, if they weren't top guys in the faction like the Four Horsemen, then you had, okay, this is the next wave.
Yep, like Evolution.
Well, I mean, Evolution had Hunter and Flair in it, so but you got Orton and Batista. But I'm thinking more like Legacy. You had Orton, Rhodes, and DiBiase, right? Like those. That's a kind of a next wave iteration, right?
But like when Evolution was around, they were it on Raw. And then you had Team Angle on SmackDown, and that was really it. You might have had like a couple of little things here and there, but those were the main groups, and they got focused because they were like the only group on those brands.
Yeah.
Well, and that goes back to Vince not liking factions. He was never a factions guy. So, rightly or wrongly, I mean, they had groups, the Ministry of Darkness, you had DX, right? You had different iterations of things, but for the most part, the faction game changed. I think Bullet Club, even though they're no more, changed the approach of factions, and New Japan Pro Wrestling changed the approach of factions a decade ago. And that, much like you see trends in college football that filter over into the NFL for a while, like that style of booking of factions has now bled over into the North American booking of pro wrestling with AEW and how they book factions, and WWE is really falling in line with that trend as well.
Yeah. Especially, like, it's even popular in AAA. How many groups down in Mexico too?
Yeah, so I mean, I love factions when they're booked to be made important.
Agreed.
And there's actual motivation for the faction. Just lumping wrestlers in a group and slapping a name on them does nothing.
Conglomeration.
Like, if you don't have a title, disband. If you don't have,
that's what it is. They have that. Yeah, they have to have goals. Yeah. Don Callis family.
You got 2 titles
at the moment.
The only thing that I will say with this Birthright group, the way that they've been presented with vignettes and like the slow rollout of them, it's another heel faction, and you already have Dark State on your roster. Where's the difference? Where's the separation? You can't have 2 heel groups to just want to overtake a company with no babyface group to go against them.
Yeah,
I feel there'd be more so in TNA though.
Potentially, I mean,
after last night,
Stax just dropped the title last night to Trey Miguel, so congrats to Trey.
Ariana won the women's title last night,
which. Booking again, breaking my heart. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, there's potential with the group. They tried to do their own thing with not. There's been enough time with all of them that they haven't acknowledged the lineage to try to do something on their own. Not all of them have been used properly during that rollout, but now it's all right. Let's get back to who we are, and let's run shop the way that we need to run shop. So we'll see what happens in the course of that rollout and that group, and what they may or may not do in that regards there. All right, 3 for 3 NXT again. This is an NXT one, but it's kind of a broader scope application whenever it comes to wrestling roulette. So Jazz made an announcement that she is officially a coach at the WWE Performance Center. So congratulations to Jazz, one of the most underrated, not talked about female wrestlers of a generation, but also I would arguably say of all time with what Jazz was able to do in the ring. She was tremendous with TNA when she worked with TNA. Now she's at WWE in a Performance Center. We know that the women carry the show down there for NXT, and they've been that way for a couple of years now. Adding Jazz into the mix, I think, only strengthens their stronghold on NXT and what the women are going to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
But from a broader scope perspective, should AEW think about implementing coaches in the sense that the NXT Performance Center does, simply because we don't have, much like Cody brought up, we don't have the house shows, we don't have the reps, we don't have the people passing on the knowledge. Like, should AEW in this instance take a copy out of NXT's playbook and actually put something in place with people? I know Dustin Rhodes, and he's worked with the women a lot, and Danielson has worked with people, etc. But actually setting up a formal coaching, training, mentoring, all that goes into the PC. Would that be beneficial for AEW to implement something like that?
I don't know if for a bit they were using the Nightmare Factory. I don't know if they still are. Like, that was kind of like where they would just kind of go down. I know some AEW talent even goes to train with Natty too. So
yeah, Natty they train with. Nightmare Factory, I believe, is part of the ID program now. I believe, not 100% sure, but I believe he got rolled into that.
That was QT.
Oh, that was QT too. Oh, still. Okay.
And
QT
I could be wrong.
Cody is the Nightmare Factory, and then Dustin has his own now. I think in Texas. But yeah, I'm not sure what they got enough talent that they probably should have something. At least AEW lets their talent go on the indies, and they can get the reps if they want to.
But that's not all talent, though.
It's not all talent that does.
Yeah. I think if you want to be the best, you just got to follow what WWE puts out there. I mean, do that. It didn't make ROH your NXT. I mean, you ain't doing nothing with it anyways, except putting on a couple shows here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that should have been the format and the layout for ROH to begin with. It should have been ROH competing with NXT and going that route with established talent, and then you bring your up and comers. Minor league system. If you got the roster size, which AEW does, you got to get people reps, and you got to build stars, and you got to get people's names out there, and you got to do it in a way that's visible to an audience outside of, like you said, Donald, running 4 shows a year.
I don't think that's still around, Ty.
With the addition of Jazz, and WWE has been heavy on the tryouts this week, the past few weeks. So influx of women's coming in. It's going to be a nightmare.
And they usually, the past few years, they've been doing one around Mania too. So.
They said they got the Rain Leverkusen. She's like the 80s punk guy, or like 80s punk girl in over UK.
Okay.
And they had like Nikki Blackheart.
I was gonna say Nikki Blackheart is yeah. Well, I mean, she has everything Sean looks for in talent, but she's actually very talented too. It's not just a look with her. Like she's somebody that's different, that stands out from a looks perspective.
The men will just get pushed to the side.
Just make it a women's show,
bro. They're getting closer and closer to that point, right? Like, even with call-ups, and while the men did get rated more than the women, and I feel there's probably a couple more women that will get caught up here more recently, whether that be toxic. I almost said Toxic Attraction, but Fatal Influence or JC by herself. I think Soul's on her way up. But there's just still so much depth women's wise. I mean, you had Ren Sinclair this week, and it's like, why is she not on TV more?
Yeah.
Look at what she did in the ring. Like, Kendall Gray down in Evolve has been stepping up. You still got Jada. You still got Blake. Like, the women are it in NXT, and that's the only reason why to tune in on Tuesday nights.
The only reason.
And hell, I'm not even saying just put Jazz with the women, because Jazz is somebody that can elevate the men's games as well. Like, no, let her do everything down there in the PC. Like, she is highly underrated and undervalued, as I said, and I feel like that is a very, very strong pickup from a full-time coaching perspective for NXT. I know Shayna Baszler goes in and has done spots with coaching and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like
I don't know who else is there, full time.
Well, you still have your stalwarts on the men's side that have been there forever. So you still got Bloom, you still got why am I blanking? Not Ernest the Cat.
Smiley.
Smiley.
Okay.
Yeah. Norman Smiley. But yeah, I mean, like they still have their established coaches that have been there forever, but this wave of women's run right now and them adding in Jazz is just going to continue to make that wave rise even higher in that regards.
And it never hurts to hear a new voice too.
Yeah.
Taekwon, no Nikita slander. We don't do that here. I don't do that here.
While I may not like Nikita's character right now, but I do feel she has, given all the time off that she missed from injuries, what she has done on Evolve and then the brief stint on NXT is pointing me in the right direction for her. She fell off. Yeah, she fell off just because of injuries and the amount of women that came in, which really derailed her run. But I still think there's potential for her to get back to what they thought she was going to be in that regards.
She's still there, so they apparently still want to use her.
Yeah.
She has a following. The brothers.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, that's where Steve froze.
Topic number 4 here. But the back and forth this week with Brody King and whether or not he was held off due to the anti-ice chants. Yeah. Warner Brothers, did they make the call? Did they not make the call? Conflicting reports said Brody was actually there, just not used. He's going to be on the show tonight, which is on TNT and Max, so you're probably going to get it here. Not speaking from the political ramifications and all that, because we don't do that on this show. We stay out of that pool. What I want to look at is more the, I guess, push that this may or may not give to Brody King from a fan's perspective. Because I saw a lot of support and rightly or wrongly for the situation and the circumstances and what you believe or don't believe. Again, we're not getting into that. But just some of the groundswell that is starting to get behind him from a fan's perspective. Does this lead to anything for a type of run for Brody King that the fans can generate and push a la a Daniel Bryan or a Kofi Mania or something like that? I know the circumstances are way different. And again, not touching those, but just seeing from a fan's perspective to push somebody that you want pushed.
Yeah.
Can this be a springboard to make him more of a main event guy?
This topic was almost my mush, but because I know Warner Brothers had come out and stated that that was not their call, whether it's true or not. I was like, you know what? I was like, if it is true, not gonna really touch on it. The first thing I saw, spoiler alert for tonight, was that the fans there were chanting the same thing in Australia. So we'll see. Does that show up on the program tonight? Because if it does, then I don't think there's any real issue. If it doesn't, then something tells me there's a Warner Brothers issue there.
Yeah. Do we get, instead of twin magic, do we get editing magic?
Yeah.
A lot of either just cheers piped in or a lot of black out the noise situations where we're cutting in that regards there.
I mean, as much as the fans want it, I think WB has the final say, depending on what they want on their programming.
AEW is going to do the editing, but Warner
do they have to get it cleared?
they have that like 30-second delay or whatever the FCC,
Mhm.
has them control on there just in case. So
Yep, just like TNN had on ECW, like that.
But do you see Brody? Look, Brody King to me is unique, which is always a positive in pro wrestling.
Mhm.
I just don't have faith in AEW booking big guys.
yeah,
They've
or
never done
AEW booking a lot.
tackle it.
The fans can chant all they want to. Tony does his own thing.
Yeah.
So
Do I think
whatever the real fan wants, being TK, that's what he's gonna get.
I mean, we know from the Briscoes that Warner Brothers have intervened on certain things. So it's not like it's out of the realm of possibility that they could be the one silencing something.
Reportedly did the same with Trey Miguel, but that's
Yeah.
that's been back and forth as well. I just feel, look, when you're talking about AEW and the title picture over the 6 years, look at who's been champion, look at who's still in the mix now. It's the same 4 or 5 guys. They haven't done anything to elevate anybody else. And that's great, but you can't keep passing the title amongst the same 4 people.
I mean, you had Ospreay coming in injury, unfortunately. It's kind of the same with Swerve being in the picture there for a bit, and then he got his injury, but he had already been in the picture. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's horrible. They don't know how to build stars. Or they know how to build stars, and they put a ceiling on them.
Yeah, I mean,
and then after the run's done, then they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, does Brody King? Do I see Brody King reaching the heights in AEW that he had in either ROH or in New Japan? I'm gonna say no, just because of how Tony books and what they do or don't do. Do I think Brody King can absolutely be a main event guy? Yeah, I do.
Yes.
But I don't think we'll ever get to see it in AEW.
No.
I just don't. Like,
I mean, he's going to get his moment tonight. We'll see what it does after this.
This will lead into probably a bigger question with AEW booking later on.
And there's Squeeze.
Squeeze, you're not wrong with that statement this week, and I'll touch on it, but yeah, you're not wrong. So, all right, 4 topics down, 2 more to go in the rapid fire edition of the Wrestling Roulette. Next topic. WON awards came out. And if this doesn't fuel more fire to the Meltzer on the payroll, this and that. I know he doesn't vote. It's established by the fans. And they just roll the
fans.
Fans. Allegedly.
I heard coaches, former wrestlers. I heard.
Well, I mean, there's
committee.
Yeah, I do think they're like the Heisman. They have certain, 370 some people that vote on all these categories, and
Jason said it's like the WWE Hall of Fame panel.
Yeah, it's rolled out. But some of these, it's just like, all right. The worst gimmick was heel John Cena. I don't think heel John Cena was the worst gimmick in wrestling last year.
But the most charismatic.
The worst TV show NXT. In the recent month, yes, but we're in a new year. Last year, no, NXT was not the worst show. Worst television announcer, Booker T. Best television announcer, Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry, Danielson is not the best TV announcer.
No, he wasn't the best.
Yeah, feud of the year,
Booker T, the worst.
No,
Mox and Hangman feud of the year.
No.
I wouldn't even feud.
That was that wasn't even a feud. That was a match.
Mox is the U.S. Canada MVP. Mystico Mexico MVP. John Cena most charismatic. What the fuck are we doing?
The worst feud.
Tag team of the year, Young Bucks. Were they even on TV last year?
They were heel Young Bucks last year.
Did they have the belts last year at all?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Best box office draw, John Cena. Worst match of the year, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. WrestleMania. Are you kidding me?
No.
A bunch of shit has happened between there.
Yeah, those are wrestling fans, not sports entertainment fans.
Match of the year, Omega and Gabe Kidd. That was definitely a contender for match of the year, even though it was very early on.
Yeah.
Most outstanding wrestler was Takeshita, and wrestler of the year, Mystico. There's no WWE most overrated, Jey Uso.
You won.
Like
that was justified.
Go to best interview.
Worst wrestling show.
Best interview.
Best interview. Best promo.
Hangman.
It's not even the best in your company.
Hangman's best interview
of the year. Yeah.
Interview. What's the interview?
So, like,
so Renee, you go to the mic up to him? That's the interview? Is that the criteria for an interview?
Listen, for best or for worst commentator, Tony Schiavone is the worst commentator. Booker T's number 2, though.
Best non-wrestler, Don Callis. I'm not going to be mad at that one. Like, that's.
I mean,
is Paul Heyman's name still around? But at the same time,
he gave him kudos for getting a third of the votes.
The best wrestling maneuver, Hangman's buckshot lariat.
No.
No.
I'll take a soul center over that.
Most underrated wrestler of the year, Beast Mortos. Has he even been on TV the last 4 months?
That's that Mercedes
TV, Ring of Honor only, I think.
That's that Mercedes vote right there.
I mean, CMLL promotion of the year, best booker, Tony Khan. Most improved, Harley Cameron. I will say they did get that one right.
Lola Vice.
If you're looking at year-over-year progressions from where they were, Harley to me is hands down. She's AEW's Chelsea Green.
I'll give Maxine over. Yeah.
But I mean, like, what are we doing with these? Like,
if you gave AEW every award, I wouldn't mind. But to sit there and put WWE as the worst in every category,
everything,
that's what.
everything.
Yeah.
Except the Jey Uso one.
I mean, there's definitely something they got right.
Yeah,
but Cena has the worst gimmick, but yet he was the most charismatic. He was in the worst match of the year, but he also had arguably the best match of the year.
And the biggest draw, box office draw.
And he's the biggest box office draw, according to this. So, like, what are you doing with Cena? Like, this right there makes no sense.
Fickle.
Take away the credentials.
Yeah, like, I mean, we do awards every year, but we do ours kind of tongue in cheek and have some fun with it. But I feel like it's way more of a accurate representation of the year than just blindsiding one company because of agendas and everything else. Like, to say that there was not a single feud, a single match, a single wrestler
I was
from
gonna
a
say
positive perspective in the WWE last year is insane.
I was gonna say ESPN's probably the all WWE awards, but I think even they gave some good stuff to AEW this past year. They gave some shit to WWE, so it's not even like there's complete bias on all these.
It's just it
Melt your stance.
All right. Well, speaking of WWE, let's get into the last topic here because I think it will definitely lead into our mushes of the week, and we'll wrap up with positivity with the Mount Rushmores. So WWE allegedly had all hands on deck meetings this week on how to promote ticket sales for WrestleMania since they are farther behind than what they have been.
25% off.
WWE didn't launch 25% off. Allegiant Stadium launched the 25% off tickets. for the event itself. WrestleMania 39 and 40 sold out right away. We're here with this one. It's back in Vegas. You're running it back. The announcement came that if you're within X number of miles in Vegas, you can't show the pay-per-view. So from a traveler's perspective, if you had plans on going and do all the other shows and then just go into, whatever the big pool area is and watching it on the big screen there.
I was just saying, I know Chris Van Vliet had already announced that he was doing it there. So I don't know if that got canceled or.
Yeah.
Hit it with the NFL blackout.
Right.
Is this an indication of the downturn in WWE, or is this more indication of running the same city back to back? That's the most expensive city with ticket prices over 700s for the most nosebleeds, knowing that next year you're going to be in Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania. So
I think it's right now. I think it's just more indication on what for this event, but.
Over $700 for nosebleeds, like
ridiculous.
$700 for nosebleeds.
We
played the top.
Just so you can watch the screen.
We paid what $250 for like 100 level.
Yeah, for 32.
I feel like they do this every year though. Didn't they have BOGO tickets last year?
I mean, both nights they did have different packages and stuff.
So we making a fuss out of a sale that they always have.
But that 700 is just for what that 700 nosebleed, Jay, is just for one night. That's
yeah.
I do think they usually do it closer, for whatever the remaining seats are, just to get those just sold. So than doing it now. Yeah, I think whether it's an indication of what's to come, well, it's just gonna have to wait and see how the rest of the year shows up.
Well, Steve, you said it best right off your first line. How to promote WrestleMania. WrestleMania promotes itself. So the problem is the company. WWE, TKO, whoever, Endeavor, all of them.
I mean, yeah, like that's crazy. Like to go from that, to 700 for the top of the arena in Allegiant Stadium is just
one night
insane.
I think I heard the new tagline for WrestleMania is "Fuck you, pay me."
Well, I mean, it's you never know who's going to show up to the table. You're not going to have anybody sitting at the table.
Yeah.
Like
it's like we already know the situation that YouTube TV has already said they're not going to have ESPN Unlimited for Mania, so we won't have that. So
that's another miss.
Head to DunmarksPod.com, sign up for Surfshark VPN, and
just don't pay twice for the VPN like I did.
Again, the company did it itself. I put all the blame on the company. I don't care who it is, TKO, whatever. That's on them. They're the ones who set the ticket prices.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, last year worked in Vegas because it was an attraction. It was Vegas.
It was different.
To announce New Orleans and then pull it and then roll Vegas back out there, and
because of money reasons, and that's it.
Yeah, and now you got one match that's definitive. The rest of the card, we talked about getting in the car last week for Mania and me being in and ready to go, driving down the street.
Are you staying with us?
No, I immediately hit a traffic jam as soon as I tried to merge on the Parkway. I'm sitting in traffic right now, stuck.
Jason took the carpool lane.
Yeah, no, I'm stuck right now in traffic. My Waze app's not working. My Google Maps isn't working. I got no alternative routes. I am stuck in traffic right now with this WrestleMania road.
Pittsburgh draft traffic. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Awful. So don't get me started on that. But yeah, Can they bring the card around over 2 nights? Potentially. Braun Breaker being hurt and not being there for Mania kills the whole Seth Rollins return
Yep.
and the reveal of the masked man and everything else there. So that's not going to happen. I saw, rumored to be Brock Lesnar and Oba is potentially on the table.
I saw this week Brock and LA Knight's a conversation now.
And Brock and LA Knight's a conversation.
They're gonna have Brock to bury LA Knight.
Right?
Talk
about a squash match there.
Yeah, no.
This is great content for Unreal.
If you're gonna do Brock and Oba, it's the Conqueror conquering the beast. It's Oba taking claim to the throne as the new conqueror. That's the story. If you're not gonna run that, do not put that match on WrestleMania.
Thanos versus Hulk, right?
That's it. That's what we want. Like, don't give me the match for the match's sake. El Grande versus El Grande Original is rumored to be on the show.
I'm surprised that's not going to highlight AAA Mania.
You need to have the AAA before the pre-show. That's
rumors are they don't know what to do with Jade this week. They've been floating around Tiffany and Charlotte's name a lot. Charlotte to me is the right call, but do I want her and Lexi to break up and go separately? No, I like the tag team and what it can do for the women's tag team division. So we'll see.
Again, WrestleMania doesn't need to be everybody on the card. They've been focusing on Charlotte and Lexi as a tag team this past year. They shouldn't break up just because it's Mania season. They need something to do with Charlotte by herself.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, if
you don't do a women's tag match with them involved, then Charlotte doesn't deserve to be on the singles card.
I mean, would prices have been as expensive in New Orleans for these tickets as they are in Vegas? We'll never know because we have to wait 2 years for that if they're going to run it back. Hey, that was not my pick for Best Booker. That was the Observer's Awards for Best Booker was Tony Khan. So that was not anybody on the show promoting that. In that regards there, Frank. It's not happening. So we'll see. I mean, look, we got what
2 months.
Almost 3 months.
2 months. Mid-April.
Stuck in traffic jam right now after week 2 on the road. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's get into these.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. Immediate traffic jam. It was like me going to the car wash this morning. I thought I'd be in and out, and nope, the line wrapped around the building.
It's a GPS signal loss.
Yeah. And I wasn't even washing my car, and I went and did that this morning. So
buffering.
Yeah, buffering. All right, let's get into these mushes this week because I'm sure we got deep dive topics here based on some of this stuff. So we'll go around the horn counterclockwise. Jay, what's your mush of the week this week?
Before I go, sorry, Dawn. The kid turned on Kid Wilson already. He's an Oba fan. Now he thinks Kid Wilson is toxic. And he hopes he beats him next week at the Royal Rumble Dominance. That's, I had that Oba graphic with the Royal Rumble Dominance, and he reads everything. He's in everything. So that's what we think the match is next week on SmackDown. So
we'll find out. We'll find out if he's got the pencil.
Yeah, I'm sure when we get to Mount Rushmore's, Dawn's going to have Kit Wilson at number 1 again this week for his performance on SmackDown.
It was good, but no, I don't.
But what's your mush this week, Jay?
My mush is they had JC Jane on Busted Open, and she gave her reasoning for why she wants Soul to win, which would have been a hell of a good promo to have on NXT. You're just giving it on. It was an interview. It was an interview promo type deal, but you take that out, you put that on against Soul face to face, you're off and running.
No, they'll run that this week, and it's not going to hit the same because it was already set.
Yeah, already said.
Everybody saw it.
I want Soul. I've been rooting for Soul because Soul's the flavor. She's She's overshadowed me doing like everything here. Everybody wants Soul, the Soul Snatcher. I've been your 2-time champ. I've been the tag
Snatch my
champ.
soul.
Everything. She went through everything. You say that face to face. Don't give me that one busted open. As Dawn says, didn't happen.
Not
Not
canon.
on TV. Yep, not on TV. You know, it's like Unreal. Everything's Unreal now.
Look, I do think we, and when I say we, I mean older generation of wrestling lovers need to get away from the old man gripe and bitching about everything not being on TV.
Yeah.
Just
The
because
game's changed.
of how things have changed. So while I'm with you, Jay, I would much rather have seen that on NXT. We still got to take it into an account, and we still have to say, okay, she did her job there, and it makes me want to see them two face to face.
It's like that old what was it, Big Daddy? We wasted the good surprise on you. It's like you give that away on other content, but you don't give the same level on the TV shows. If that's supposed to make me tune in to the TV show, it's not giving me the same energy.
So I mean, and then that's when you have to have your talent be smart enough to know, let's not give away the whole pizza for free, but I'll give you a slice, to get you to come back.
No.
So you got to be, from a talent perspective, you got to recognize that as well. Like, let's not unload the whole clip on another platform. Let's save some stuff and scale it down, but still generate the interest as to why you should tune into the show.
Yeah.
So it's right hand talking to the left hand, making sure each hand knows what they're doing. But JC's more than a vet at this point. So, like, from a year's perspective, she should know better than to give away everything and not save some stuff for the show itself.
Agreed.
Chris, what do you got mush this week?
Oh, there was a lot to choose from. But I think last night did it. There was a few things from last night that did it, but the one that I watched TNA last night.
Oh.
There was a lot on there too.
That's 3 weeks in a row. We're keeping count. TNA's 3 weeks in a row for Chris's mush.
But specifically on TNA, another number one contender knockouts battle royal. Another one. We just had one. Like, this is like one a month now. We're doing this. Like, and especially last night, it was for a future shot, and they're just going to throw it away probably on the tapings based on the match now, where you should now be building to the next pay-per-view. And it's like, so what are we going to do for the pay-per-view after this match? We're going to do another battle royal to see who fights for the title at Rebellion? Like,
so it's the main title?
It was for the no. It was for the knockouts title.
Knockouts
battle royal for the knockouts title. Yeah.
Hey, picking up.
But
the
they just did the same thing last month, and that's what I was thinking. It's like, it feels like NXT's writing for TNA now, almost.
Well, I mean, but it's like that when you look across the landscape as a whole on how number one contenders are generated and put out there. Like, it's lazy booking.
Yeah.
Yep. No, we don't know how to build somebody.
I mean, it's multi-man matches. It's NXT. It's, hey, we're gonna have a tag team match, but with whoever wins and gets the pin for that tag team gets a shot at the champ. It's wait a second. What?
When did Ash get injured? Was that before Bound for Glory?
What, she retired? Was that? I thought, did she retire at Slammiversary?
Was it around there? So, like, for that instance, they did like a battle royal, like, first, I think, to create the match for the title.
Yeah, because she was hurt when we went, and that was in June.
Yeah.
So
okay, something changes, and you need to come up with something quick. That I can understand. But now when you should have the time to do these matches or to deliver something, like, and doing it so frequently, it's lazy booking.
It's
and there was other things on TNA last night too, but and there's stuff on AEW. I'm sure we'll probably get to that.
We'll save the yeah, because I'm going to clear out and go Kobe Bryant ISO when it comes time here. But all right. Donald, what do you got mush this week? We're already 52 minutes in. I don't want to, run into a 3-hour pod here, but
my mush is in NXT. Josh Briggs. I had high hopes for the man when he broke away from Fallon and his tag team partner, but he out here jobbing into speed people now. Like, dude, get out of my face now. Like, go to Evolve or something. Like, be a coach.
He needs to reset
because it's bad. I severely had high hopes for this dude.
I mean, him and Tavion didn't do anything. Neither one came out better in that regards. He had the run in Noah, which was really good, and came back and they did nothing with it. Like
I was saying to Dawn, I was like, just put him up on the main roster. Give him something to do up there, because you're not going to win over this NXT crowd now. I think he's lost there.
Just be a bum on the main roster.
Hey, you be a bum ass.
Everybody, they need to have the jobbers too.
Yeah, I think they should have pulled the trigger with him with Wes when he was feuding with Wes, but they never did. And look what he turned out to be.
Yeah,
just awful. But yeah, that's my mush.
Yeah. I started this show talking about the booking of professional wrestling breaking my heart, and I could put booking as my mush this week because there was a lot of just bad booking. So maybe when we do the recap, that will be what the tagline is pro wrestling booking this week. But more specifically, some things that were just made no sense, and a lot of it was on Wednesday night. There was stuff on all nights, but Wednesday night stood out the most to me. Outside of last night, you have the open challenge that turned into a 10-man tag that led to Carmelo Hayes, your U.S. champion, taking the pin.
You going to 10-man ladder match for that?
That was a perfect frame to freeze too.
That definitely made no sense there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, that's a ladder match for Mania. You'll build up to that.
Probably.
Which again, I don't need the ladder match at Mania just because it's Mania and you need to put everybody on the card, like Chris said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Multi-man matches and gotta give the spot fest for at least one match.
You need a ladder at Mania.
You could just kept him and Ilya apart until then, and had a banger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's what Ilya gets paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's break down the Booker of the Year's booking from Wednesday night. A lot of this is evident and repeat of what we have said 1,000 times on this show. AEW, one, does not know how to let anything breathe. So nothing means anything. And I'll get into the examples here on how they opened and closed the show with that. But just baffling reasons as to what else got booked on the show. And this has nothing to do with the matches that led to who won and who lost, because the matches on Wednesday night I have no issue with. The performers wrestled their asses off.
It was a solid show.
It was highly entertaining from a wrestling perspective.
And I was glad that it was a solid show on just a Dynamite. It wasn't like a theme night. Like it was just a night of Dynamite that was a solid show.
Yes. But what then? Or what next? Tony Khan has this terrible mindset of short-sighted booking. There's no long-term game in anything that they do. You have Swerve and Omega open the show. Actually, I'll bleed all this together because it all ties in. Swerve and Omega open the show. Great promo back and forth. Loved it. You have them tear each other apart. Great brawl. Fall off the stage through a table. Awesome. Then you immediately go into a backstage segment with Kyle Fletcher talking about Don Callis. And then you go into your next match. And it's like, well, wait a second.
That
should mean something. To not only do that, but then announce that they're wrestling each other on Dynamite this week. Why is Swerve and Omega either Grand Slam because you want to promote Grand Slam? Great. But why is that not set up for Revolution?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
Why do you have them brawl, beat each other to shits, go through a table off a stage and say, okay, you're wrestling each other next week?
Because you have an example right there of someone needs to take time off. You need a couple weeks, and then they come back to build up the match.
Yeah.
Bro, like, you're giving away
money.
It's not Hober, it's not Hogan Goldberg, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have this matchup of two guys that are top of their games. Kenny looks fantastic since he's come back recently. Like, and I got a feeling he's going to give his all-out run this year and call it a day afterwards. But that's a pay-per-view match, not Dynamite.
But we'll see.
Yeah, that's like giving CM Punk and Roman after their promo, you fighting on Raw next week.
Exactly.
I mean, we'll see if it goes the distance and leads to a matchup for Revolution or not, but knowing AEW will probably be the match on Dynamite.
So nothing in that felt as important and as special as it should, because you just completely lambasted everything that it set up by just going into the next two segments.
That should have been the commercial break right there.
Your commentator, you should have hit the commercial break, come back from commentary, and you rerun it.
Yes.
And you were saying, "Oh no, that's WWE. That's how WWE books." No, that's.
But you have you can sit there and say like, "Hey, we're still cleaning up out here. Let's go backstage."
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have time for the match.
So then we get into Tommaso Ciampa and Kyle Fletcher, which was again another match that was just thrown together for Dynamite out of nowhere.
Open challenge. That's it.
And you have Fletcher beat Ciampa after Ciampa won the belt 10 days ago. Because they're in Australia and they're at Grand Slam. Only to bring out Mark Briscoe afterwards to challenge for the belt that he lost to Ciampa, that he dropped the Ciampa 10 days ago, to run their best of 7 and end their 7th match in Australia for Kyle Fletcher's title.
In a ladder match.
In a ladder match that the heel requested.
What? The stipulation made no sense.
Why don't you win the title in your hometown?
Thought the same thing. I guess they want him to be the champion for the bookings.
You already have the ticket sold. Kyle Fletcher winning the title is not having people buy tickets last minute.
So and the only benefit, not that there's a benefit, but I was not 100% against the ending because it made me think for Ciampa, does this give us, remember like how he was when he was trying to get back Goldie in NXT? Like if that kind of flips a switch for him too, like and see that direction AEW, like I'm cool with that.
Not off an 11-day reign though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could have just came in the mindset like that.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with their match because that match between Ciampa and Fletcher was my match of the week this week. Like I absolutely loved that match. It was my favorite match of the week. But everything that was booked before, during, after, it's no sense. It's done for a 48-hour turnaround. To bring the guy in that dropped the belt to the guy who just dropped the belt to the new champion who's the hometown kid. What does that, how does any of that make sense from a booking perspective?
So why didn't you just continue doing it with him? Why put Ciampa in that situation if you really want to be Briscoe and Fletcher?
At all.
Yeah.
So you book Ciampa to come in hot, brand new, surprise, challenge title, win title. Holy shit, we're off and running to lose title. Where does he go from here?
Is somebody booking for Pops?
Like
Uh,
like like they said about Nash and Goldberg. Nash cool with them Jets.
but for what?
Rude.
And then the end of the show. Again, Statlander and Tekla. Tekla beats Statlander in the strap match, wins the title.
Very good match.
Amazing strap match. Like that was a strap match.
Yeah.
Not a match that had a strap. No. Strap match. That is a strap match 101. Probably one of the better strap matches I've seen in recent memory.
Yes.
Everything they did within that match utilized the strap exactly how it's supposed to be done. Tremendous performance. Tekla wins. Okay, you booked a surprise. I hate that Statlander's run ended on a random Dynamite after what she's done to get the championship, and her booking as champion is as baffling as any other champion's booking in AEW.
They can't book faces.
But besides that, if Tekla wins, the moment should be on Tekla winning the title, closing the show, going black with her holding the title. No, you get run-ins from the Sisters of Sin and Jamie Hayter and what's her name? Osprey's wife coming back to now what? Now you're on another trios group and this and that, and it's like, why are you taking away from the booking from the moment?
And that's actually how Excalibur ended the show, because he said to Tony Schiavone, goes like, not to bury the lead here, Tekla's the new world champion, women's world champion. It's like,
not to bury the lead.
but
Your commentators aren't even doing their job right in that situation.
When do faces lose strap matches?
That's another thing that you can talk about from a booking
That should have
perspective.
been something that put Statlander over.
yeah.
But like, come on, it makes no sense. You didn't run a single title change on any Battle of the Belts. There's a dozen of them.
Yeah.
You ran no
100%.
title changes. Since January, you have hot potato title changes on random nights. For what? Where's the long-term picture?
Yeah.
Who has it benefited? The Statlander better for her losing the title to Tekla? No. Is Ciampa better for dropping the title to Fletcher? No. Is AEW better as a whole for running Swerve and Omega this week? Maybe for ratings this week, but no.
And yet the rest will eat the pin in the tag match. Just came in.
New guy.
You're running the Young Bucks and FTR again. Why?
Damn.
It doesn't work. It hasn't
That's what I was about to say, yeah. The feud that they want to work, that just doesn't.
No chemistry.
I would much rather see FTR versus Private Party or the Rascals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, doesn't have anything to do with the matches themselves as they were wrestled on Wednesday night, because that
The
triple
in-ring was
threat
fine.
tag match was great. Like, but everything surrounding the matches is where the booking is just absolutely baffling to me. And that you're 6 years into your run and you still do not know how to let anything breathe. You still do not know how to garner a moment that lasts, that people continue to talk about. All people did was talk about the wrestling on the show Wednesday night. Fantastic. But that's not what should have been talked about. The wrestling is there in AEW. The wrestling is going to be there in AEW. The matches are going to be good matches. Wrestling for wrestling's sake is not going to fail in AEW. That's what they focus on. But you have nothing else to carry the show and have people continue to come back week over week.
For me at least, the good from the show, the bad didn't outweigh that for me. I'll at least say that.
Yeah, no, I disagree. I couldn't. As much as I love the wrestling, I can't get over.
I agree. Everything that you said was definitely bad, and we'll see how it moves forward. I'm sure we know how it's going to move forward, but yeah, it didn't necessarily take it away from me.
Just and that's not to give booking grace to Raw and SmackDown or NXT. NXT is completely lost right now, booking wise. Completely
lost the GM.
There's where Brody King can go.
But yeah, so that's my soapbox rant. Breaking my heart. Because it's not just one or the other. You can't have just wrestling and everything else be shit, and you can't have just stories and everything else be shit. You need a blend of both.
Yes.
No.
And while you can have your story only moments and you can have your wrestling only moments, but if you want it to be a compelling product from A to Z, you need both.
And nobody's giving A to Z right now.
Nobody.
No.
Nobody. AAA is probably the best out of the group right now. All right. That's the mushes of the week this week. So head on over to the comments. Drop us a line. What was your mush of the week in pro wrestling this week? Let's get on some positivity here. I don't, it's Valentine's Day. Everybody's supposed to go home with a happy ending. Pause. Jay, what's your Mount Rushmore this week?
I'm going to switch it up because it was Tekla and Stat. But that just proves you can put Statlander in any situation and she thrives. She's good. But I'm going to go with, I'll switch it up to Trick. Trick, what do you do with this man? This man is a heel. He's over. You don't. I don't know what to do with this guy.
Him and Oba. I'm telling you, they're gonna force the hand.
Oh man, it's like you're coming in the heel, but you can't whoop that.
As soon as that
cheering
music
for Ray Phoenix during the match, but when Trick wins, you pop. You can't whoop that. What do you do with this guy?
I mean, they even finished the tagline. I'm gonna take off my and the whole audience lemon pepper steppers.
The
3
white
weeks. I'm gonna put on my mink. 3 weeks. He got lemon pepper steppers over in 3 weeks.
I can't wait till the dude really finds his groove. Like he's like there, but I want him like rock stone cold level on the mic. When you find your groove, and you can just
And he is not shied away from any of the big guns either.
No.
They put him out there on the microphone with all the big guns, and he's delivered.
Hey, look, you can attack Sammy every week. Attack Sammy every week. I'm
That's like, what are we doing this week? Beat up John Cena.
He ain't brushed his hair.
Time for the 5-minute white boy challenge again.
Smells like 10 cans of bounce that ass. It'll be on the shirt.
Tremendous. Trick, I'm not mad at all for being about Rushmore this week.
What's wrong with that?
Chris.
You kind of brought up some of the best matches from Dynamite, but I'm going to give it to Collision between Ciampa, Strong, and Claudio. That was a hell of a match on Collision.
Yeah, I put that in the group chat on Saturday. I'm like, this is a strong contender for Mount Rushmore already, and we're day one of the week. Fantastic match.
Yeah, I actually watched it in reverse. I watched Dynamite first, and then I went back and watched that match. So that definitely stood. But the other ones were definitely contenders as well.
Yeah, all solid. Donald.
I go to the World of Stardom. Sai Kamatami and Starlight Kid from Supreme Fight. easily could be a contender for match of the year. Strong style, and they were near falls. Man, they probably had to have like 20 near falls, looking like Steamboat and Macho in WrestleMania 3. Inside like severely dislocated her hand too, but she still moved, but she still continued to fight. I mean, perfect match.
Women's wrestling killing the game.
I gotta start watching that more.
Yeah. I did not catch that bout, so I'm gonna have to go watch that. Just didn't get around to it in that regards there. So, yeah, no, I take your word for it because they typically deliver. It's not the first time women in New Japan or Stardom or anywhere else over there have stolen a week from a match. So yeah, they could arguably be on a Mount Rushmore every week that they run in that regards. So, all right, my Mount Rushmore again. I was so just bent out of shape from booking wise that it took away from some of the luster that was the week. Chris, you mentioned the triple threat already. I'll keep Ciampa and Fletcher as my Mount Rushmore from a match perspective. Again,
Another solid match.
Solid. If this is the run we're getting from Ciampa, great. But yeah, there was again. I'm so disappointed with WWE wise booking and AEW's booking. Wrestling wise, match wise, there wasn't even promos that stood out this week per se. As much as I enjoyed the Kit Wilson, R-Truth, Priest, and Nick Aldis and all that last night in both segments, Kit maximizing his minutes, which again, that's all you can do is maximize the minutes. R-Truth, again, national treasure, like just absolutely gold. Everybody not being able to stay in character during that segment last night, like Priest laughing, Aldis laughing, Truth breaking character, even getting Kit to break, like it was solid. But wrestling wise, that Fletcher Ciampa match stood out above anything else that was the week in pro wrestling.
And you mentioned maximizing minutes. Keep injured Chelsea on screen.
Mm-hmm.
I know you like
Just
to
like
write them all.
From her running the AAA stuff to the phone call with Ethan, you're not going to make it. What to her blasting AAA for them losing their titles, to in the wheelchair last night, just all of that.
Just like AEW did with Britt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, does not surprise me that Chelsea still wants to be on the road while she's injured. Just not what she is.
Yeah. All right. Quick hitters this week. Anybody got any quick hitters that have not been touched on?
I did have Jazz, and then NXT show in Atlanta has been moved back to the PC. So, yeah. Parking lot issues and permits. We'll get a special show in the PC.
Donald, Chris, anything from you guys?
No, I think we covered everything. I think the only thing I had was if you're local to Pittsburgh, Mustafa Ali's coming Saturday, April 4th at D&E Collectibles. So might have to go over for that one.
Two quick hitters for me. One, the Javon Evans cutter spot from Raw. That could have been Mount Rushmore this week. To me, that's like the Randy Orton RKO on Evan Bourne. That's the Adam Cole super kick to Ricochet. That's a spot of spots that should be shown on highlight reels from now till the end of time in WWE, because that was absolutely amazing.
Should be on the cold open.
Should be on the cold open. Yeah. And then lastly, again,
I remember whenever they actually had an entrance video.
Chris, lastly for me, quick hitters to end again positively. Chris Bay put a post up yesterday for his birthday, so happy birthday, Chris Bay. But 1 year ago, he took his first step unassisted, and now he's doing box jumps over a box jump in the gym, smiling, looking good, adding some weight on. So kudos to Chris Bay. Belief in yourself, belief in the situation, gratitude, all those things definitely go into the mindset that can get you through anything whenever life throws you the adversity that it does. So congrats to Chris Bay. Hopefully his journey back continues. Again, I don't necessarily need to see him in a ring again, but the fact that he is where he is over the span of 12 months, from just being able to stand up and take one step to running and doing a box jump, is absolutely phenomenal in that regards there. All right. Anybody got anything else?
I think I'm all right.
All right. Well, that's episode 278 of the Dumb Marks Podcast, the Brother Love edition. Find us on all social media platforms at Dumb Marks Pod. Head on over, email the show at dumbmarkspod or dumbmarkspod@gmail.com. We'll take constructive criticism as well as praise. Leave us some comments. We'll give you a live shout out on air. Head on over to the website, dumbmarkspod.com, for all our affiliate links, Pro Wrestling Tees, WWE, Surfshark VPN. I think that's all there. This week's quote of the week, sticking with the Valentine's Day theme: heartbreak doesn't end you, it upgrades you. Heartbreak doesn't end you, it upgrades you. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in, rocking with your boys. And until next time, I'm a Mark, you're a Mark, tell a Mark. Y'all can catch us around the way.